Good morning. This is Pastor Steve with our morning devotional time. This morning, where Steve is across the street from the food pantry, the Issaquah Food Pantry, where my Uncle Don volunteered and Mary volunteered. This week, when they were serving food, they were lined up around the street in their cars coming around. This is an example of the community taking care of the community, especially in these very difficult times. With so much unemployment right now. But I wanted to be here because it's about taking care of others. And we've been looking at the passage this week about from Micah 6 through 8. What does the Lord require of you? Does he want burnt offerings? Does he want oil? Does he want fatted calves? Does he even want the firstborn child to be sacrificed? Would that please God? God answers no. He has shown you what he wants. He wants you to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Micah 6 through 8. We talked the first day about the fact that we've been wanting to get back to our sanctuaries as Christians, as churches, so that we could be about doing our worship, but that may be chasing up the wrong stream. We were at the salmon hatchery, that the stream we need to follow is this one of doing justice and seeking mercy and walking humbly with our God in this season. Yesterday, in front of the police station and the court building, we talked about justice and the Hebrew words for justice and creating a society that is fair and just. And then the fact that what it says in there is to do mitzvah, which is to rectify injustice by setting things right, which certainly has a point in today's world. Today I want us to talk about what it means to love mercy, or abed Hesed, literally. Now, Hesed is a complicated word. Hesed means a variety of things. It means mercy, it means kindness, it means love, it means grace. But the difficulty with Hesed is it's not an emotional word, it's an action word. You don't emotionally feel Hesed, you do Hesed. You do kindness, you do mercy, you do grace, you do love. It has to do with being the kind of person who doesn't just say words, but does the actions. Which is really a lot about what Christianity is about, isn't it? That we wouldn't just say, hey, I love you, but that we would demonstrate that. And God didn't just say, I love you from on high. I show kindness to you from high. He came to earth in the form of his son, Jesus Christ, and died on a cross for us. That's real love. And real Hesed is reaching out and caring for those that are less, that have less than we do, that are needy, that are poor, that are marginalized, that are on the edge. It's what God says he does. He has Hesed towards his people. When I was in seminary, we talked about Hesed as meaning covenantal loyalty. That is, that God covenants with humans and he's loyal to them. He calls them to accountability, yes. He's willing to punish them for their refusal to follow him in the Old Testament. But he's covenantally loyal. He will not kick them to the curb and walk away. He continues to stay in relationship with them. They need him. He doesn't need them in the same way. They need him, and he is loyal to them. He has a relationship with them. See, that's the thing about Hesed. It requires a relationship. It's not an abstract thought, just as it's not an abstract feeling. It's something you do in relationship. You have to establish a relationship. Jonathan and David had Hesed. Ruth and Naomi had Hesed, and Boaz compliments them on that. Hesed is an action that requires a relationship. It's more than just those people, it's this person, and knowing names and stories. We are called to love, to build relationships with those that have needs, not out of our desire to be greater than them or our desire to have power over them, but because we see in them the image of God and we are faithful to God to care for them. That might be a food pantry. That might be sitting over a cup of coffee. That might be spending time listening instead of telling our own story. It is getting to know and build a relationship so that we can be about doing what is right, showing kindness and mercy and grace and love. That's what the church is to be about. We are to set things right when injustice has come, but we are also to build Hesed, covenantal loyalty in relationship with people around us. That's not them being loyal to us, that's us being loyal to them. It's us reaching down, reaching out, reaching around, reaching up, and loving them through a relationship. I encourage you to really consider what Hesed means in your life, in the life of the church, in the life of our movement. How can we be a people that is more about covenantal loyalty to one another so that we might create a society that has justice, tzedakah, another word that we talked about yesterday, that we might be the kind of people that bring glory and honor to God because we have cared for those around us, and that we love to do Hesed. Not that we're required to in the sense of, oh great, I'm going to go do this now. I will show them how much I love them. But because our very heart beats with the love of God, which is to go and do and show Hesed. What does the Lord require of you? He requires that you do justice, you set things right, mitzvah, and that you love Hesed, that you build a relationship where you care for those that are in need, because you are one in need too, and God cared for you. As He loved us, let us love others in a sacrificial, loving, giving way, where we listen, we come close, we build a relationship, and we establish real love and real community. Then God will be pleased. I hope this has helped as you consider what love, mercy means in Micah 6:6-8. There's a lot here. There's a lot in this when we start looking at the words, and we need to ask ourselves, how are we doing justice? How are we showing loving kindness? How are we showing Hesed? I hope your life is built around setting justice right, building Hesed, community and relationship, and showing kindness and generosity and gentleness. And tomorrow, we'll talk about what does it mean to humbly walk with God. Until then, may you know the love of God, the salvation of Jesus Christ, and may the Holy Spirit hold you in His hand now and forever. Stay safe, be good. We love you. Talk to you later. Bye.